All right, welcome to Big Old Blog again, where we keeping diabetes in check and eating healthy and managing our combinations of food we eat. So today I have a nice combination. You know, to get a variety of combination to do videos to share with you guys, it's not easy because there's a lot of food out there, and to get the right combinations is not easy. Whenever I get a chance and I see an opportunity to put a good combination together, I'm happy to make a video and share with you guys and test myself also, you know? So let me take you here to my kitchen and see what I'm cooking today, all right? Let's go, come on. We're cooking my salmon in a garlic sauce. See, instead of the regular, just cooking the salmon by itself or frying it or baking it, cooking a nice garlic sauce, a homemade garlic sauce. Maybe lots of garlic and herbs and stuff. So a nice flavor. So with lemon, so you have a little sourness to it, you know. And this is gonna create a sort of a liquid that I could eat with provision. Because I'm gonna eat it with yam and sweet potato. See? So this sauce is nice, see? So not just the salmon by itself, the sauce is a big part of this. Sauce made of garlic and tomatoes and so on. So, and here I'm cooking some, let me get another spoon. Cooking some split peas. Have a long way to go, but it's gonna cook all the way down until all these herbs melt in this pot to give it all the flavor. And my split peas, and I'm cooking my provision. This is my yam. My yam is being steamed, and beets. And then I have to go across some sweet potato and finish. And I have sweet potato and pumpkin there. I even have a piece of cassava here. So I'll be cooking this cassava, not the pumpkin, just the sweet potato and cassava I'll add to this. I'll steam that when I finish. So this will be the meal. It's going to be the salmon with the split pea. So we cover this back because it's going to be steaming. And I'll turn the stove off on the salmon so it's done. See a nice sauce. For eating that provision. Yes, it's going to be good. I didn't show you exactly how I do it, all the details, because it'll take a little while. But that's my salmon in garlic sauce, my split peas cooking, and my provision I'll be having, and I'll be able to test this and show you how this works out. So now I'm cooking my green side of my food. You know, I have to have some sort of a greens, cabbage, pak choy, or some of the green food, you know, to go with my dish. Always have to have that. This time here, what I'm adding here is I have some Brussels sprouts, and some cabbage, and some carrot. I'm just going to steam this down with a little oil, with some garlic, with the onion, with tomato. And we didn't cook this too long, a couple minutes, about 2 or 3 minutes, just to get it edible, like not raw, you know. I'll get it raw, but we like to have a little bit of heat to it, you know. So give it a little heat, and then this is done. A couple minutes. So once it's done, and then I'm doing my cauliflower, steam my cauliflower. That replaces my rice. So I'm not using any rice. So I just use cauliflower instead of rice. I try, very rare I use rice. Unless there's some reason to eat rice, I don't eat rice. But cauliflower replaces my rice, and my greens, and it's gonna be added to my fish and my split peas and so on. So when this is done, I'll have my meal, and you should see, blessings. Okay, so here's a finished meal. We have the salmon, cooked in garlic sauce, the split peas, yeah, the carrots and Brussels sprout and cabbage, the beets, the Asian sweet potato, the cassava, and the cauliflower. The cauliflower is going to be crushed to eat as a rice. And I'll eat maybe a piece of this, piece of this, piece of this, some of that, some of that. When I eat my meal, I will discuss the nutritious facts and how this meal might look healthy, but it could be dangerous if you don't put it in your plate correctly. Right? Everything here is good to eat. Everything here is highly nutritious. But you have to put it in your plate properly. So you have to combine it properly in order to get the best out of it for your blood sugar. So when I take my meal out, I'll explain how I take out my combination from this. And I eat this a couple times, several times, me and the wife, and we will mix the combination up as we eat it to make sure we stay balanced and maintain good blood sugar and good fasting levels, strength for fasting with good nutrition, right? So this is the finished meal here, right? So all the work, all the result in this, and it's beautiful, but you have to be careful how you put in your plate, okay? So I'll get my plate ready in a minute, and we will talk about it. All right, well, it's time to eat now. You saw how I prepared that food, and it wasn't in detail, it wasn't a step-by-step recipe or anything, but give you an idea of how I prepare my meal. So now I'm going to show you the combination I selected out of the meal I just showed you there, right? So my plate is ready here, and here's my combination, okay? But before I go through this, I want to show you my blood sugar. So my blood sugar is right now at 101, okay? 101. When I wake up this morning, it was lower than that. It was 90 something. It was 90 something, but it has gone up because I've been fasting. So I've been fasting so long that my body now is starting to produce its own sugar, which means it's burning fat in my body or muscles to get sugar. So the sugar went up. So that's why I keep my weight down. So fasting is a critical part. I remind you, fasting is a critical part of keeping your weight down because your body have to use the sugar in your body when you don't put sugar in there, right? So I want to make sure we keep remembering that, right? So I'm starting at 101 because I've been fasting. Now I'm going to put my sugar in my body. Okay, we're going to change this and move it up with my sugar. All right, so here's my combination. What I choose to do is take a piece of cauliflower, which I'm going to crush and make as my rice. I'll take one piece of potato, one beet, one piece of cassava, two small pieces of fish, and most of the food in here is the cabbage, the carrots, and the Brussels sprout. And then I have a little bit of the split peas here. So that's the combination I choose. Now, as you know, I keep track of the nutritious factors of all these things. Now, one reason, besides eating for blood sugar and carbohydrate and sugar, I have to eat for nutrients because I kind of stopped taking my vitamins because of the chemicals in the vitamin. I'm trying to get rid of chemicals in my body, and the vitamins have a lot of chemicals. So to replace the vitamins, I must get the proper nutrients. So even though some of these food may not be good for my sugar, I need the nutrients, right? I need the other nutrients, the vitamin A, D, E, B, whatever. I need those things. So I still have to eat a variety of stuff to get the nutrients. I can only focus on the carbohydrates and sugar. That's part of my combination. But also because I'm diabetic, I have to limit the amount of sugar. So that's critical. So it's two things happening here. Eating to limit the amount of insulin my body produces by eating less sugar, and also eating enough nutrients so I don't have to take no vitamins, right? That's it. And then keeping down then using proper seasonings and not using any chemical seasoning to keep the acid reflux and all those things down, okay? So right now, I'll tell you what my beets I have a little notebook here, I keep no track of these things. 9 grams of sugar, right? 13 grams of carbs, and 3.8 grams of fiber. So this is very sweet. The carb and the sugar in this is very good. So you have to watch how much of this you put in your plate. This beet. It is very sweet. You have to be careful with this, but it's very nutritious. So you have to get this. The sweet potato is an Asian sweet potato, has 48 grams of carb and 8 grams of sugar. This is another big, so these two together is terrible. So if you take too much of these, you mess your plate up. You see? So you have to, but they're all very nutritious. So to get the nutrients, you have to eat it. But you have to eat it in small portions, right? To keep that balance. Because the cabbage is 1.3 grams of carb, 0.7 grams of sugar, and 0.6 grams of fiber. So you see my plate, half my plate is my cabbage and carrots and Brussels sprout. Now my Brussels sprout here is 1.9 grams of sugar, 3.3 grams of fiber, and 8 grams of carb. So you see half the plate is the stuff that balances out and very low in sugar and carbs. So the only sugar and carbs I'm really pushing in here is from these three items, the cassava, the sweet potato, and the beet. So I keep it really low. Now the cauliflower also has a lot of carbs in it. It has like 29 grams of carb in the cauliflower. But it has a lot of fiber. It has a good amount of fiber in this also. The fiber is 12 grams of fiber. So because the fiber is so high, it kind of offset the sugar. So you see, all natural food that have a lot of sugar in it have a lot of fiber in it also. So the creator knows that we need sugar, but he knows we need fiber to balance sugar. So almost all sweet food have natural food have a lot of fiber, almost all of them. So that makes them kind of safe to eat. But you still have to maintain your portion size for the ones that are very, very sweet. So that explains, I know the split peas. Let me give you the split peas because that's, that one I have it here. This has 16 grams of sugar, 50 grams of fiber, and 190 grams of carb. So this is very high in sugar. So I take one small bowl. I may only eat half of this, but they have a lot of fiber in it also. So that fiber is going to kind of balance out the sugar because, you know, and it has a lot of nutrition. So everything here is very nutritious, but that balance I'm looking for, right? So I'm sneaking in a little extra sugar, but I'm also bringing enough food with nutrients to keep it as low as I possibly can, right? So that's what's going on here right now. So now you understand my plate and how I put my combination together. I have to know individually each item, what it brings to the table. And then when I put them together, how much impact I'm expecting, right? So I'm expecting major impact in these these four here. And the rest of it here is very low impact. So I could even don't eat all of this if I don't want to. So I'm eating most of these. If I feel full, I eat half of this and maybe half of this and half of this. But I need the nutrients. So I'm going to eat all of it, all of the food here. Maybe not all of the food, but I will eat some of all of everything here. But I'm going to eat all my cabbage, all my salmon, all my Brussels sprout, and my cauliflower, because I know these are really, really important to balance out and give me the fiber I need and the nourishment I can fast after I eat this food and maintain my weight and my insulin level. Okay? So I'm going to start eating and enjoy this plate because it smells really good and I tasted while I was cooking, so I know it tasted really, really good. All right? So what I'll do, I'll eat this food. Yes, I do enjoy my cooking. My food tastes so good without any powder seasoning and so on. Just garlics and sweet and peppers and onions and sweet red onions and chives and so on. It's beautiful. Don't need all that other stuff. Healthy, right? See, I maintain my weight very good with this and keep my insulin down. So I will enjoy this food and I'll come back and let you know after an hour and a half how much impact this had on my blood sugar. All right? So let me enjoy. You do something in the meantime and wait right there as I come back in a minute. Okay, well, it's been an hour and a half since I had that beautiful dinner. Very good combination. It was a little bit risky in the sense that I was using some of the beets and the sweet potato and stuff. You know, I explained very high in carb, okay? But I try to balance it out really nicely in a plate so that the carb, which has other nutrients that I needed, I could eat a nice small portion of all of those and get the nutrients and maintain and control the carbs with the cabbage and the fish and different things. So that the way I combine it, I thought it should work out. And I'm finished with my testing and I've tested. And as you can see here, I'm at 136. See, I was 101 when I started out. An hour and a half after, I'm 136, right? Opened up higher. So 136. So I've hit my target, right? Because my target is 140 after an hour and a half. For type 2 diabetics, the standard is 180 after an hour and a half. Means that the food you eat was pretty good. For normal people who are not diabetic, they're usually under 140. So since I think I've reversed my diabetic by my eating, I try to make sure I eat food that keeps me under 140 after eating. So I'm basically living like a non-diabetic by eating. So I'm using my food as my medicine to control my insulin, control my weight, control my blood sugar levels, so I can maintain a normal blood sugar level after eating, just like anyone who is not diabetic. And that's the goal of the right combinations. So I hope you learned from this video. You see, I cook a variety of things, but when I'm about to eat it, the portion size of the different items that I combine is very important, because I eat bigger portions of the things that have less carb and less sugar, and smaller portions of the things that has more carbs and more sugar, because I need a variety of nutrients. So I have about at least 6 to 7 different items on my plate to give me enough nutrients to sustain my body so I can fast and I don't necessarily have to take a vitamin. So I have to take the risk with eating some of the carbs, some of the food with carbs in it, in order to get the other nutrients. I don't want to neglect my body anything. But by combining it correctly, getting that balance, I can eat all those foods and stay under 140. So my food is my medicine here, and I'm living like a non-diabetic through my food. Now, critical to understand, now that I'm 136, I will not eat anything. Today is Saturday, right? And I want to have a drink, a glass of wine, I want to have a little drink or eat something, Saturday night. But I'm not going to do that until my blood sugar is down to about 100, which means it's been an hour since I eat, but I'm not going to eat anything else for at least 4 hours after I eat. So I give my body enough time that my blood sugar gets back to under 100, so that when I do it again, I'm spiking from 100. If I eat right now again, or go and start drinking or water right now, I'm at 136, I'm spiking from 136, I can go to 200, I can go way higher. And I don't want to do that, right? That's the reason for me always knowing where my blood sugar is at and keeping that balance. So I just have to wait 2 or 3 more hours. It's still early. Still have plenty of time for Saturday night to enjoy before I have some Saturday night snacks and some drinks. All right? Thank you. Blessing. Hope you're learning a little bit. Like and subscribe. Help me to share the video and get a video out there so more people with diabetics can see. A lot of people have diabetics and don't know. A lot of people think they don't have it. A lot of people deny it. A lot of people have it and want to get rid of it. So either way, any one of you all, eating properly will help. Eating and balancing your food and understanding combinations will help. All right, so let's stay doing this. I'm having fun doing it, still enjoying it. Hey, look at my hair. Every time I go on vacation to the Caribbean, my hair grows back. And about a month after I come back here, I go thin right out again and look if I'm bald in the front here. So I hope I can keep this little bit of growth I get. Maybe go back to the Caribbean more often to keep that growth going, you see? Anyway, blessings. Thank you for checking out Big O. Come back and see what Big O is doing, what he's eating, okay? Blessings. I'm out of here. Thank you.